Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to day 3 of our YouTubers Championship, where today we have Jenna on occasion as the Wood Elves versus Ragnarok Total War, who is playing as the Lizardmen, and we have a very pretty little, look at it, oh it's so majestic. Anyway, I should really focus. I get distracted by things that are shiny. Seriously, me in a shopping centre at Christmas is terrible with wrapping paper. But anyway, enough of the shiny stuff. We've got Total War to do. So yes, we have Jenna on occasion, who won his game against Vulcan Total War. And he was playing against the Wood Elves, so now he's playing as the Wood Elves. And we have Ragnarok, who beat Dog Shadow Gaming in their game with his High Elves versus Dog's Empire. So now we've got the two winners battling it out. Midweek, seems exciting, seems fitting. And yeah, so let's go over the armies. We have 3 units of a Dryad for general occasion. We then have a couple units of War Dancers, 2 units of War Dancers with Spears, I believe. Yep, that's a 3rd unit of normal War Dancers. We also have a Branch Wraith. We have Almighty Orion here, who's here to get some nice scales for his some nice skin scales for his cloak, is what I was going to say. Yeah, no, he's just going to replace his skin with scales. Why not? Shadow English words, well done. We also have some Grey Guard of Starfire Shafts, and we have Sisters of the Thorn. Over here on this flank, we do have some Wild Riders with shields as well. And look how majestic they are. They don't just ride, they jump and dance across the field, don't they? I mean, that must be really awkward for the riders when they do that. Just like nearly headbutt them. But anyway, that's the... Oh, we've already got shots fired. Shots fired by the solo engine, the best they've done with the solo engine. Straight into the... Oh, there's just legs! There's just legs! Literally just cut them in half. That was brutal. Flippin' heck. Yeah, so people that are into the whole earth and trees and all that, yeah, don't watch this episode. It's going to be brutal. So we have Ragnarok Total War, who's got the Lizardmen. He's got Best of the Dome with solo engine, which we've just seen working. We also have a Skink Priest of Beast on a... Oh, I want to say a Pterodon. It is that, isn't it? I'm not being special. Yeah, it is Pterodon. We then have Skin Cohorts. 1, 2, 3 units of Skin Cohorts, all of Javelins. 2 units of Crocsgores. And we have some Temple Guards that are Elite Central Force. And I'm really pushing on the flank here. We've got some Code 1 Spear Riders, a Feral Carnosaur, and Crocsgar on his Carnosaur as well. So this is a really hard hitting flank right here. But his front line's not as strong, so it'll be interesting to see what these two players make. Remember, these are both the winners from their first game, so whoever wins this will get a slight edge in the overall. And remember, it's the top 2 from each group that will go through to the next phase. So we got, yep, looks like there's a minute I'm moving to get onto the hill. Oh, that was a nice hit there. Got a couple of the Wild Riders there, but they are rather quick, so I think the lasers will struggle catching them. But now the Javelins are getting in there. Problem is, this is... Well, if they can survive the charge and get in there, they're only skinks after all. They will just... Yeah, they'll do that. Oh, look at that side hit. Crocsgore's getting them some balloons, so the Wild Riders are getting out of there. We do have the rest of the Wood Elves coming in there. The Dryad seems to have slowed down a bit, though. But it looks like we got some perfect cycle charm. The Skinks are not ready for this. The Temple Guard are nowhere to be seen, and the Crocsgores aren't either. And oh no, the Best of the Dawn's been surrounded by War Dancers, and now everything's charging. That Best of the Dawn is not a good place right now. Over here, Ragnarok has sent everything in against that 1 unit of Dryads. Fair enough. We've got a War Dancers with the Spears going in though, and they're getting supported by the Grey Guard, I believe they are. Yep. Over here, though, the main push of the Wood Elves is absolutely smashing through the front line. This is what I feared, seeing all those skinks. And the Sisters of Thorn have got in there as well. Best of the Dawn has been absolutely swamped by the Wood Elves. The Temple Guard are trying to get in there. We do have some War Dancers taking on the Crocsgores on the flank, but they have been absolutely smashed by the Crocsgores. No surprise there. The War Dancers have got in there to support the Dryads and are now wiping out the Code 1 Spear Bombs, which is all the mobility the Lizardmen have. It looks like the big guys are going for the Grey Guard though, so they're smashing that force in. But over here, the main force... Oh, we do have a fair manticle for the Lizardmen. I've just came out of the ground, as you do. Sisters of Thorn breaking off there. Same as the War Dancers getting in there. Doing some cycle charges. Crocskulls though coming into the flank. And this just has turned into a giant moss pit. They're the best of the Don trying to get out of there. Orion going after him. There goes the Fermentacle as well. Looks like we've got some amber magic going down here. An orbital bombardment. It might as well be on the Crocskulls and the Skinks. These Dryads seem to be holding the line very nicely. Do have the Sisters of Thorn getting some shots on that Skink Priest. In comes the big guys though. The Code Ones have been completely wiped out. Now the Dryads and the War Dancers, the Spirits coming in. But the Carnosaurs and Crocskull are getting in there. Trying to do as much damage as they can. And this is a complete mess at the moment. I mean, the Wood Elves have slightly more numbers than them. But it's looking quite decisive now. Nearly 2-1. But oh dear, look at him smashing full. Crocskull is definitely going for a run. And he makes a run look almost small by comparison, don't he, when he saw him there? But there are so many units of Wood Elves here. Some pretty strong units. And yeah, and as they break, you've got the Sisters of Thorn and the Wild Riders chasing them down like this. So Crocskull is trying to get him. This is what they're after. The best of the Don had recovered. So they're going after him and they're trying to cut him down. So Crocskull is trying to save him. In comes the Sisters of the Thorn as well. There goes the Fermentacle taken out of the air. And the Wood Elves have for the most part conquered the hill here. And are now consolidating their strength. And suddenly it's not looking too good for the Lizardmen. There's not many of them there. We've got some Skinks here. Crocskull's running off there. Got the solar engine going. But I think that solar engine just killed Crocskulls. That's won't mention that. But it looks like the Skink Priest is getting some serious damage done. He is now broken as well. Over here, the Dryads are actually keeping these Code Ones busy. As you can see, they are finishing them off. So they're kind of just there. Yep, Jeddah don't really care about them. And the big units are now pushing forward. Going for that best of the Dawn. Trying to go for the army losses. Take that big weapon out. The Skinks are being chased down as well. Look at the Sisters of Thorn straight through. Not sure where Orion is. I think he's kind of sitting back, throwing his spear in, helping out. Yeah, I think he's going. Here he goes. A nice throw. Oh, and he just misses. Hit some Skinks instead. That would do. Looks like the Skink Priest is being taken out. So are those Temple Guard have been finished off. And look at all these Wood Elves chasing after him. Those two have been chased off. And we got units here, the faster units. They were chasing these. They've made them shatter. So now they'll just run off the field. And suddenly, how many units are left? 95 for the Lizardmen. Oh, look, Crocskulls have just been wiped out now. Janet, just like the Wood Elves before with his Empire, no survivors. It's like they can't fight if they're dead on the floor. And that's exactly what they're doing. And now Orion's going after the big hunt. Crocskull doing his ability to blast him away and get that speed boost. And I think he's going to go for the Glade Guard for some reason. Oh, Hands of the God being fired into the mix there. Fortunately, the Fail Carnosaur can't get out of there. And he's absolutely surrounded by all these Wood Elves. Do have some Lizardmen scattered about, but there's such token resistance. I don't think they'd be able to even consolidate into a force. Do have the Glade Guards like that fence coming for us. That fence coming. Shoot it! Shoot it! Take it down! And nope, too late. Goes full Jurassic Park on them and stomps them down. But we do have Sisters of Thorn getting in there. Did a nice bit of damage, but I don't think there's really anything left. The Lizardmen are pretty much, yeah, the Code Ones over there have pretty much been wiped out. And Crocskull's now been taken down. Orion has been given the order to fire. But I mean, there's not much more left to say. The Wood Elves have pushed them onto the hill, pushed them off it, and then just slaughtered them. And there we go. Crocskull has shattered. And that is the end of the bout. That is a win for GeneralConfusion with his Wood Elves versus Ragnarok Total War and his Lizardmen. Well fought there by both players. Especially that heavy flank they had going for the Lizardmen. But unfortunately, they got hooked up on some Dryads. And the Dryads are quite, strong guys. So they just sat there and was like, go for it. While we take the hit, the rest of our army moved forward and did so much damage. I mean, these Wildfires, Sisters of Thorn, did a great charging into those Skinks, doing as much damage as they can, and then dealt with the Fleers, the ones that ran away, they chased down. I mean, it's very hard to say anything wrong with both builds, to be honest. They're probably good. The only thing I worry about is the Skinks were kind of left out to dry. They weren't really supported by the big hitters like the Crocskulls and the Temple Guard. Because the Skinks are faster, they ran to the top of the hill, and the cavalry, being really fast, charged straight into them, and the support just couldn't get there in time. And the time they did, the skinks were already gone. And then the Wood Elves were able to just pick off their targets. They're the perfect units to deal with whatever they needed. Anti-infantry, war dancers, anything big, the spearmen. Anything that needed to be bogged down like cavalry and that, send in the dryads. And Janet had the answer, I feel, for everything that Ragnarok brought. But definitely a good game from both sides. And you can see why they both won their first games. But yeah, that means Janet, though, has taken the slight lead on the tables regarding wins compared to everyone else. But that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the tournament so far. This is only game 3. Each week has got 6 games, and there's 4 weeks, so there's 24 games in total. Plenty of content for you guys to enjoy. So if you don't want to miss anything, do hit that subscribe button. And also, I've been told you have to push the bell notification, or otherwise you won't be told when a video is online. So guys, your comments below. What did you think of these two armies? The strategies, how both players did. And tomorrow we have Vulcan Total War versus Dog Shadow Gaming. So we got the 2 people that lost their first games battling. So one's guaranteed to get a win by the end of tomorrow. So guys, let me know what you think about that matchup. And I'll see you tomorrow to see how those 2 players go. Till then, guys, take care.